Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our daily podcast. I'm Isabella, and as always, I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, James. How are you today, James?
Hi, Isabella. I'm doing fantastic. I've been looking forward to today's topic all week because it's something I personally struggle with, but also something that has changed my life. We're talking about the backbone of success, self-discipline.
Oh, self-discipline, the S word that everyone loves to talk about but finds so hard to practice. Many people think discipline is about being a robot or living a boring life, but it's actually the opposite. It's about freedom.
Exactly. Like the famous quote says, discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. For our listeners who are learning English, pay attention to that sentence. It's a great way to use between and.
That's a powerful start, James. Let's dive deep. Why do you think people find it so hard to stay disciplined, whether it's learning English, going to the gym, or finishing a project?
I think it's the instant gratification monkey, Isabella. We live in a world of now. We want the coffee now, the movie now, the results now. But discipline is a long-term game. When you're learning a language, you won't be fluent in 2 days. It takes months of showing up when you don't feel like it.
Showing up when you don't feel like it. I love that phrase. Listeners, write that down. To show up means to be present and do the work, even if your motivation is zero. James, what's your secret? How do you stay disciplined when you're feeling lazy?
I follow the rule of 5 minutes. If I don't want to do something, I tell myself, James, just do it for 5 minutes. If you want to stop after 5 minutes, you can. Usually, once I start, the hardest part is over. The friction is gone.
That's a brilliant psychological trick. It's about overcoming inertia. In English, we call that getting the ball rolling. Once the ball is rolling, it's much easier to keep it moving.
Precisely. And we should also talk about the difference between motivation and discipline. Isabella, how would you explain the difference to our English learners?
Great question. Motivation is like a spark. It starts the fire. It's that feeling you get after watching a viral video or reading a quote, but sparks die out quickly. Discipline is the wood you put on the fire to keep it burning all night. Motivation gets you started, discipline keeps you growing.
That's a perfect metaphor. I often hear students say, I'm not motivated to study English today. My answer is always, good. Don't wait for motivation. Use your schedule. If you have a habit of studying for 20 minutes every morning with your coffee, you don't need motivation. You just need your cup and your book.
Habits, that's the key. They say it takes about 21 to 66 days to form a habit. If you can push through that initial pain period, it becomes a part of who you are. It's no longer a chore, it's a lifestyle.
Let's look at some vocabulary for our friends at home. We often use the word consistency. If you want to master English, consistency is more important than intensity. Studying 15 minutes every day is 100 times better than studying for 5 hours once a week.
I totally agree. Consistency builds momentum. Let's talk about the obstacles. What kills discipline? For me, it's definitely my phone. Social media is the enemy of focus.
Oh, absolutely. We call those distractions. To be disciplined, you have to guard your time. You have to be protective of your focus. If you're learning English, try putting your phone in another room for 30 minutes. You'll be amazed at how much you can learn.
And don't be too hard on yourself if you fail one day. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about getting back on track as soon as possible. If you miss a workout or a study session, don't say, well, I ruined the whole week. No, just start again the next hour.
That's called resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from a mistake. In the journey of self-discipline, you will fall. Everyone does. The winners are just the ones who got up one more time than they sat down.
Let's give our listeners a challenge. For the next 7 days, choose one small thing, just one, and do it every single day without fail. It could be learning 5 new English words, or drinking 2 liters of water, or waking up at 7 a.m.
I love that. Small wins lead to big confidence. When you keep a promise to yourself, your self-esteem goes up. You start to trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, you become unstoppable.
James, we have so much more to cover. We need to talk about the mindset of a champion and how to handle the inner critic.
I'm ready when you are. Let's keep going because I think our listeners are just getting warmed up.
Inner critic, that's a huge one, James. We all have that little voice in our heads that says, "You're tired, Isabella. You can skip English today. One day won't hurt." How do we shut that voice up?
You don't necessarily shut it up, you just stop listening to it. Think of that voice as a distraction, just like your phone. In psychology, they call it negative self-talk. When you decide to be disciplined, you're basically telling that voice, I'm the boss, not you. It's about taking control of the steering wheel of your life.
Taking the steering wheel. I love that imagery. Imagine your life is a car. Motivation is the gas, but discipline is the steering wheel that keeps you on the road. Without it, you'll just crash into the first shiny thing you see.
Exactly. And speaking of shiny things, let's talk about dopamine. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure. Scrolling through TikTok gives you a quick hit of dopamine, but finishing a difficult English chapter, that gives you a different kind of satisfaction, a deeper, long-lasting one. We call this delayed gratification.
Delayed gratification is like a superpower in the 21st century. If you can wait for the reward, you are already ahead of 90% of the population. James, I read a study about the marshmallow test. Have you heard of it?
Oh, the classic Stanford experiment. For our listeners, they put a marshmallow in front of a child and said, if you don't eat this for 15 minutes, I'll give you 2. The kids who waited, those who practiced self-discipline, grew up to be more successful, healthier, and even wealthier.
It's incredible how a simple choice at age 5 can predict so much. But the good news for our listeners is that discipline is a muscle. Even if you weren't a marshmallow waiting kid, you can build that muscle now.
You really can. Start by embracing the suck. That's a bit of slang for you guys. To embrace the suck means to accept that something is going to be difficult or unpleasant, but you do it anyway. If learning grammar is boring, don't try to make it fun all the time. Just embrace the boredom and get it done.
That's very honest, James. People often try to make everything fun and gamified, but sometimes growth is just hard work. It's like going to the gym. Lifting heavy weights isn't always fun in the moment, but the feeling after the workout is amazing.
Let's talk about environment. This is a huge part of self-discipline that people forget. If you want to stop eating junk food, don't keep cookies in your kitchen. If you want to study English, have your books open on your desk before you go to sleep.
Make the good habits easy and the bad habits hard. We call this reducing friction. If I have to look for my running shoes for 10 minutes, I probably won't go for a run. But if they're right by my bed, I'm halfway out the door already.
That is a pro tip. Listeners, look at your room right now. Is it set up for your success or for your distractions? If your gaming console is the first thing you see, you are fighting a losing battle. Reorganize your space to support your goals.
James, what about sleep? I feel like my discipline disappears when I'm tired. If I didn't sleep well, I'm much more likely to eat a donut or skip my reading.
You hit the nail on the head. Sleep is the fuel for your willpower. Willpower is a finite resource. It's like a battery that drains throughout the day. By 9 p.m., your battery is low, and that's when you start making bad choices. Sleep recharges that battery.
So a disciplined life starts the night before. Setting a bedtime alarm is just as important as a wake-up alarm. If you respect your sleep, you respect your future self.
Your future self. That's a great concept. Whenever I don't want to wash the dishes at night, I think, morning James is going to be so happy if the kitchen is clean. I do it as a gift to my future self.
I love that perspective. It's a very kind way to look at discipline. It's not about punishing yourself. It's about taking care of yourself. It's self-love in action.
Let's look at some more vocabulary. We use the word finite. It means limited. Your energy is finite. Your time is finite. So you have to prioritize. Isabella, how do you decide what is the most important task of the day?
I use the eat the frog method. It sounds gross, but it's effective. It means you do the hardest, most unpleasant task first thing in the morning. If you have to write a difficult essay or call a tough client, do it at 8 a.m. Once the frog is eaten, the rest of the day feels easy.
That's very honest, James. People often try to make everything fun and gamified, but sometimes growth is just hard work. It's like going to the gym. Lifting heavy weights isn't always fun in the moment, but the feeling after the workout is amazing.
Let's talk about environment. This is a huge part of self-discipline that people forget. If you want to stop eating junk food, don't keep cookies in your kitchen. If you want to study English, have your books open on your desk before you go to sleep.
Make the good habits easy and the bad habits hard. We call this reducing friction. If I have to look for my running shoes for 10 minutes, I probably won't go for a run. But if they're right by my bed, I'm halfway out the door already.
That is a pro tip. Listeners, look at your room right now. Is it set up for your success or for your distractions? If your gaming console is the first thing you see, you are fighting a losing battle. Reorganize your space to support your goals.
James, what about sleep? I feel like my discipline disappears when I'm tired. If I didn't sleep well, I'm much more likely to eat a donut or skip my reading.
You hit the nail on the head. Sleep is the fuel for your willpower. Willpower is a finite resource. It's like a battery that drains throughout the day. By 9 p.m., your battery is low, and that's when you start making bad choices. Sleep recharges that battery.
So, a disciplined life starts the night before. Setting a bedtime alarm is just as important as a wake-up alarm. If you respect your sleep, you respect your future self.
Your future self. That's a great concept. Whenever I don't want to wash the dishes at night, I think, morning James is going to be so happy if the kitchen is clean. I do it as a gift to my future self.
I love that perspective. It's a very kind way to look at discipline. It's not about punishing yourself, it's about taking care of yourself. It's self-love in action.
Let's look at some more vocabulary. We use the word finite. It means limited. Your energy is finite. Your time is finite. So you have to prioritize. Isabella, how do you decide what is the most important task of the day?
I use the eat the frog method. It sounds gross, but it's effective. It means you do the hardest, most unpleasant task first thing in the morning. If you have to write a difficult essay or call a tough client, do it at 8 a.m. Once the frog is eaten, the rest of the day feels easy.
I've tried that. It prevents procrastination. Procrastination is the thief of time. We often procrastinate because we're afraid of failing or because the task feels too big.
When a task feels too big, we need to break it down. Don't think, I need to learn English. That's too huge. Think, I need to learn these 5 phrasal verbs. Suddenly, it's manageable.
Exactly. It's like climbing a mountain. If you look at the peak, you get overwhelmed. If you look at your feet and just take the next step, you'll be at the top before you know it.
Let's talk about accountability. Sometimes we can't do it alone. Having a study buddy or a workout partner makes a world of difference. When someone is waiting for you, you are much less likely to quit.
That's why communities are so important. For our listeners, even commenting on a video or joining an English speaking group provides that sense of I'm not alone. We're all struggling, but we're all moving forward together.
And don't forget to celebrate. Discipline shouldn't be a colorless life. When you reach a milestone, maybe you finished your first book in English, treat yourself. Buy that nice coffee or go to the cinema. You earned it.
Rewarding yourself trains your brain to love the process. It creates a positive feedback loop. You work hard, you achieve, you celebrate, and then you want to do it again.
We've covered so much today, James, from the marshmallow test to eating the frog. I hope our listeners are feeling as motivated as I am right now.
Motivation is good, James, but I hope they're feeling disciplined. Remember, motivation is just the feeling. Discipline is the action.
Well said. Before we wrap up this section, let's talk about the identity shift. Instead of saying, I am trying to learn English, start saying, I am an English learner, or I am a communicator.
That's deep. When you change how you see yourself, your actions follow. A healthy person doesn't have to fight to go to the gym. It's just what they do. A student doesn't fight to study. It's their identity. We are just getting started. James, I want to talk about how famous leaders and athletes use discipline. People like Kobe Bryant or Elon Musk. What did they do differently?
Oh, that's a perfect next topic. Their schedules are legendary. Let's look at the routine of champions in the next part of our conversation.
James, you mentioned Kobe Bryant. I remember he used to start his workouts at 4 a.m. While his rivals were sleeping, he was already ahead. That's not just talent, that's pure, cold discipline.
Exactly. He called it the Mamba mentality. It's the idea of being better today than you were yesterday. For our English learners, you don't need to be better than me or Isabella. You just need to be 1% better than the you from yesterday.
1% better. That's the power of compounding. If you improve by just 1% every day for a year, you'll be 37 times better by the end of it. 1.01 to the 365th is approximately 37.8. Math doesn't lie, James.
Wow, I didn't know you were a math whiz, Isabella, but it's true. Small, boring, daily actions lead to massive, exciting results. People often overestimate what they can do in a day, but underestimate what they can do in a year.
So let's talk about the no 0 days rule. This is a life changer. The rule is simple. You are not allowed to have a 0 day. Even if you are sick or busy or traveling, you must do something for your goal. Read one sentence in English, listen to 1 minute of a podcast. Just don't let the counter hit 0.
I love that. It protects the chain. Have you heard of Jerry Seinfeld's productivity secret? He had a big calendar on his wall, and every day he wrote a joke, he put a big red X over that day. After a few days, he had a chain. His only job was don't break the chain.
Don't break the chain. That's so visual. When you see a month of red X's, you feel so proud that you don't want to stop. It creates a psychological cost to quitting.
Let's look at the dark side of discipline for a moment. Some people think discipline means being hard on yourself all the time, but real discipline includes recovery. If you don't rest, you'll burn out.
Burnout is real. It's when you push so hard that your brain just says no more and shuts down. To avoid this, you need a balanced schedule. Work hard, but also play hard. Rest is a part of the work. It's the sharpening the axe phase.
If you spend all day cutting trees with a dual axe, you're not being disciplined, you're being inefficient. Stop for an hour, sharpen the axe, and you'll cut twice as many trees in half the time. Learning a language is the same. Take breaks to keep your mind fresh.
James, we've talked about habits, environment, and mindset, but what about the why? Viktor Frankl, a famous psychologist, said that those who have a why to live can bear almost any how.
That's deep, Isabella. If your why for learning English is just because I have to, you will probably quit. But if your why is I want to move to another country, get a better job, and provide for my family, that's a powerful engine.
Write down your why and stick it on your mirror. When you're tired at 6 a.m., look at that paper. It will give you that extra push.
As we come to the end of our talk today, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. Self-discipline is the greatest form of self-respect. You are telling yourself, I am worth the effort. My dreams are more important than my temporary laziness.
That's beautiful, James. Don't let your feelings dictate your future. Your feelings are like the weather, they change every hour. Your discipline should be like the ground, solid and steady.
To everyone listening, you have the power within you. It's not in a book, it's not in a magic pill, it's in the choices you make today, starting right now.
Thank you for joining us today. This has been a long and deep journey through the world of self-discipline. Keep practicing your English, keep showing up, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself.
Until next time, stay disciplined and stay curious. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. See you in the next episode.